Hello, y'all. Hey, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We appreciate you coming and visiting us. This week, I got a little bit different thing to cover with you. Um, this past week, I've been out camping at Alamo Lake out in western Arizona. And even though our temps were a little bit hot, we had a great time and had kind of an aggressive menu than most people would have. But just to give you an example, on Monday we did jalapeno chicken and banana cobbler. Breakfast the next morning was biscuits and gravy, peppers and onions and fruit. For dinner that night we did Cajun stuffed pork tenderloin, cowboy mashed potatoes, scratch made butter rolls, and for dessert we had triple chocolate cake. So good meal. Wednesday morning we did buttermilk pancakes and buttermilk syrup, sausage links, and fruit. For dinner was sweet and sour chicken, rice, and salad. For dessert, bread pudding with vanilla cream sauce. Thursday morning we did a Mountain Man breakfast casserole. For dinner we did chili con carne, cornbread with some homemade strawberry jalapeno jam. And for dessert we did a Granny Smith green apple and blackberry cobbler. And then on Friday, breakfast, we did huevos rancheros. And for dinner was green chicken enchiladas, Spanish rice, stuffed jalapenos, chips and salsa. And Friday was actually National Strawberry Day, so we did strawberry cake. And I meant to bring some strawberry ice cream, and I left it at home in the freezer. And then for Saturday morning, before we packed up and head out to go home, we did chorizo and egg burritos, and finished up our remaining fruit, apples and bananas and whatnot. And so we had a great week out there at Alamo Lake and ate good. Still missing that front tooth and haven't got to the dentist yet to get that taken care of. But so I'm a little self-conscious about it, but we're having fun, and maybe when our schedule slows down a little bit, we can take care of that. But here recently we talked to you about doing we did some pork ribs out at Bartlett Lake for Brenda's birthday, and we talked about our cowboy mashed potatoes, but we never really alluded to it and told you exactly what we did. Anyway, that consisted of about a pound of red potatoes, and we used like the little baby potatoes, and also did a pound of Yukon Gold the yellow potatoes. And then we took, kind of cut those up, so we can put them in the boiling pot of water and cook them down like you normally do mashed potatoes. And then we took a full jalapeno and sliced it up. And yeah, we de-seeded it first, for those that were in our company that maybe couldn't quite handle the heat. But, it's up to you. You want to leave the seeds in, you're more than welcome to do that. It adds a nice little flavor. And if you are one that shies away from spicy stuff, seed it, put the jalapenos in there. You're going to have the flavor, but you won't have the heat that you think you're going to have. So don't be shy. And then we took about 10 or 12 ounces of baby carrots and sliced those up and threw those in there as well. And about 4 cloves of garlic. And cover those with water and get them up to a boil. And then let them cook for about, I'd say probably about 20 minutes. And then when they start getting tender and ready to mash, then you're going to pour out your water, strain those off as much as you can. And then you're going to add a package of frozen white corn. And if you can't find the white corn, that's okay. You can use yellow corn. We've done that on occasion where we couldn't find the white corn. Most of the times when I found it has been at Walmart in the frozen packages. And take about a quarter to half cup of butter and throw that in your potatoes along with your corn, and a half cup of shredded cheddar cheese, or you can use pepper jack, or you could use a Colby Jack, whatever cheese you prefer, but normally we use the cheddar cheese. And then salt and pepper to your taste. I like using the coarse grind pepper. I like seeing those chunks in my potatoes, and I don't know, it seems that I can taste it better. So that's my preference. Anyway, mash that all together like you normally do your mashed potatoes. If you want to add a little bit of heavy cream and get that creaminess, I don't mind and actually preferred my potatoes to have a little bit of chunk in them. So that's how we kind of do ours and put them together. So that's kind of my spiel for you this week. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up. We've just finished up a filming episode for Arizona Game and Fish. Might have to go back and revisit and do some more because we had so much fun and it got a little warm that day, so we kind of had to end it a little sooner than we anticipated. But anyways, that's going to the editors, and they're going to take and be publishing that. And I believe in the fall is when that will be coming out on PBS as part of Arizona Game and Fish new program they're putting together called Outdoor Kitchen. So look for that. I don't know the dates on it, but as that comes closer and I do find out the dates, we'll definitely, put it on here and let you know. The other thing I wanted to cover a little bit was that, sometimes you don't want to get into a real heavy meal. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about, using your Dutch oven lid. Now, on a Dutch oven, you got a pretty smooth bottom on the bottom of that lid. And you always want to make sure you season that and keep it cleaned. A lot of times when you got it on your food and it starts to cool, it'll get condensation on it. People take it off and set it on a lid stand, and they don't remember all that moisture that's on the bottom. And then all of a sudden one day they flip it over and they go, man, it's all rusted. What happened? And so, take care of that. And so my tip to you today, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. We had a little bit of wind and stuff we've been out in and got a little dust in our throat, but we've talked about lid stands. Now, this one here, as you can tell, hopefully, has got 3 legs on it. And that'll work fine. Has that little circle in the center, so you can just kind of set that on the ground, either upside down or however you want. And that's going to work for using as a lid stand, to keep it up off the ground so you don't set it down on the ground and get all kinds of sticks and garbage underneath. But if you can find them, this one actually has 4. And so it's a little more sturdy. I look for these and try to find them as best I can, but I've got several of the 3-legged ones that work just as well. But these ones are a little more sturdy. Won't rock as much as maybe the 3-legged ones, but I flip this over upside down like this so that the legs are facing up. And then I can put that on my Dutch oven table. And then once I've done that, then I can take and put my Dutch oven lid down on it, and I don't have to worry about the handle actually getting in interference. And so once I've got that on the table, I can put coals underneath where the lid's going to be, and then I can flip that lid upside down, and now I've got a griddle already. I don't have to bring a separate piece of equipment. Now, granted, it has a little bit of slope to it to the center, and so you might only get 1 or 2, maybe even 3 pancakes on the lid, but they're going to try to run towards that center, so you got to kind of use your spatula to separate them out a little bit. But it's great for frying bacon up and doing other things. One of the things I really like to do with that lid is put some butter down. Once it gets nice and hot, I'll just wipe it down with a little stick of butter. Just slather that on there real quick, and then I throw a flour tortilla down and toast that side of the tortilla. Once it gets toasted, then I flip it over and I put some cheddar cheese or queso fresco or mix of pepper jack or Colby Jack cheese on there, making a cheese quesadilla. And one of the things that we got doing this one day as part of a demonstration, and we started exploring other things. And so, if you got a rotisserie chicken around, take some of that chicken, break it up and put it on there, or canned chicken. Now you can start taking and going from just a snack per se, that now you can take and turn it into a meal. So I'll put some chicken on there. And once you got that done, you start thinking about it and going, well, wait a second, I got these tomatoes or, whatever other things you want to put on your quesadilla. Maybe some bell peppers, maybe some jalapenos, maybe, I don't know. You come up with some good ideas. Right now I'm drawing a few blanks, but at that point, if you wanted to, you could slide that off to the side and toast another tortilla, and then, holy smokes, take that tortilla and put it up on top of the one that you had, and then flip that whole thing over on top of the lid, and now you're toasting that last side of that second tortilla, and now you got a toasted tortilla that's already warm. Throw some more cheese on it, throw some more chicken, now all of a sudden you're making like a layered, stacked enchilada type thing. And you can turn that into a meal real easy. So just some hints of something that you can do with a Dutch oven lid. It works really great for frying some bacon or toasting up some sausage, toasting some bread, for doing a grilled cheese sandwich, grilled ham and cheese. Throw some ham on there and heat it up. So anything that you would typically use a griddle for, go ahead and think about using that lid for. We hope you're doing well. I read you that menu that we did out there at Alamo Lake, so hopefully we'll be covering some of those different recipes. I know some of them we've already done. I think we did the strawberry cake in one of our videos. If not, then I apologize. Hey, that'll be coming up. We just have to review them all. But, hit like and subscribe. We love to see your comments. Thank you, Michael Kitchen. You seem to comment on every video I do, so we enjoy and look forward to seeing you at the next Dutch Oven gathering or event that we can share some good stories over Dutch oven food. So have a great day. See you soon. Thanks.